What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is CountVonCount. He's going to count Yvonne's, and Yvonne is going to get counted. Now, don't ask me who Yvonne is, because his opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos, his name is Grass the Kid. He ain't messing around. He is the kid in the sense that everyone, I don't know what the kid means, but he's the kid. Grass the Kid. The map looks to be competitive mega random. I love this map. Competitive mega random, the best map ever made, as we do see a very interesting choice here in the early game here from CountVonCount. This is surprising to me in a really, really big way. He's gone for husbandry. CountVonCount goes for husbandry early here. What does this mean for all of the people playing at home? Well, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure what it means. Because husbandry build orders here with Ra are incredibly dated. Now, there are a couple of people out there who are still kind of pioneers, so to speak. They still like the husbandry build, but there are plenty of hunting dogs builds which end up you having more resources in the bank when all is said and done, if you have a map that has got hunt. And here's the thing, CountVonCount, he knows that there's hunt on this map. It's I don't know, man. It's competitive mega random. So you know that there's hunt on this map. You see the 3 gazelle. You see the zebra straight away with that scout there from the pharaoh. He's found himself a handful of goats, but is that going to be enough? We'll have to wait and see. And we'll have to wait and see if this decision from CountVonCount is going to help him or hinder him in the end. Now, he's got a couple of options here. We'll go over onto Grass and Groom's map and check out what's happening there in a second. But Count, he can decide to just not move over onto these zebra, but I think it'll be a waste. I think it's still better to make the trek over to these zebra and eat this than it is to not. But Count here, I'm trying to think about the right play here from the Ra perspective against Oranos. I think this matchup is really, really hard against Oranos. Oranos players have got a myriad of different options they can go for to find an advantage in this matchup. We do see a random villager here a little bit stuck as it starts to get working there. But Oranos has got all the different options here. Oranos has got more economy, more pushing power, more potential to end the game than Ra has to keep the game going. So the question is going to be, what is CountVonCount really going to be able to do? So let's talk about, before we get into what CountVonCount's options are, let's just quickly roll through a list of ideas that Grass and Groom can go for. So first and foremost, Oranos can simply just go one town center, full send, full aggression, and just go for the gold staff. Just go for the gold staff really, really hard. He sees one gold mine over here. All the gold mines are forward on this map. And if Grass and Groom notices that, he may be able to make that work with, especially with a husbandry starting build from CountVonCount. Oftentimes those husbandry starts mean that you're going to be spending a lot more food on, or gold, on farms. So that's one option. Option number 2 is you can go for a 2 town center play while doing that aggression. That also works really nicely. You can also go for a fast 3 town center play into a more of a heroic age timing or a mythic age timing push, which is equally strong. So you can see that the options are just keep on getting bigger and bigger, more and more. There's a lot of different ways that Oranos can proceed here. So what can Ra really do? So Ra's tried and true build, the thing that Ra loves to do most in the world, is do a 2 town center fast farm build. That's what Ra loves to do. What's the weakness of that? Well, you don't build any military for quite some time. You don't have to leave your base, which is nice, but you don't build any military, and things can get really difficult for you later in the game if you get punished anywhere militarily. So will Count go for this town center at the back, not close to any gold mine? Maybe at the town center at the front he might try and grab. We'll have to wait and see. Other options here for Count, even though he has gone husbandry early, there is still a possibility that a Bast Fast Mythic here is possible. Bast Fast Mythic off of early pickaxe. There is an old build that I think it's been around for quite some time. It's actually a really, really solid build, but not quite as good as getting hunting dogs, obviously, but very, very simple. It involves getting a specific amount of wood. It involves getting pickaxe really early. It involves, as we see Dark coming through for CountVonCount, and it involves getting your farms down, staying in your base, playing really, really defensively, going for a very fast mythic age, and then utilizing Avengers to raid the Oranos into the ground while you expand your economy and get into a position where you can hold your second gold mine and start enjoying some of the Ra benefits. But not seeing that here in this game. We do see the Oranos here of Grassy Grim has deleted his Promethean offspring. He hasn't used his Valor just yet, getting himself military barracks and getting himself counter barracks. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here as the villagers finishing up on these on this hunt here. A bit of a strange positioning here from CountVonCount. I'm not exactly sure what he's spending all of his APM on at this point. This is one thing that I think really separates some of the really, really strong Age of Mythology players with like some of the players with the potential to be really strong. And that's just an intense desire and care for one's villagers, as both of Grass and Groom's Prometheans just get completely owned there. So the thing is, not that it's a big deal or not, but if CountVonCount was eating these zebra, he wouldn't have had to walk as much, would have been able to get a little bit more resources. But we do see the town center coming up on the back here for CountVonCount. So in terms of standard strategies here that CountVonCount is employing, this is as standard as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. The Wadget is in position here, but the hero unit's coming through for Grass. The question is, will he really be able to do anything? Answer is obviously going to be no with the town center this far up. The question is, will he be able to take out that Pharaoh? Answer is very much no, as the units have to retreat back. The town center is up. Grass has to get out of there. CountVonCount will be able to start farming. Now, here's the thing. You got 7 villages on your town center. You're playing against Oranos. Should you farm on this town center or not? This I'm fairly sure, given currently what Grass and Grim's doing in this game, we will find the answer as to whether or not it's worth it to be farming on this town center. The one thing that I prefer to do here as Ra is just send the villagers back home. Just take the L on the walking time. It does result in it's probably about 10 seconds to 15 seconds walking time for each of those villages. So you are losing out on a considerable amount of food or resources. But in the long run, you save a lot because your villages are nice and safe. As we do see the Wadget here just chilling on this position, going to be retreating back ever so slightly as the Term are coming through. CountVonCount going to be attempting to build some priests here to hold on as the temple getting taken down. I wonder if Count's going to try and throw up a wall here or not. Looks like he's not. He's taking his time as this temple looks like it will be falling here, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a barracks on this position as Count, he needs to start making some units here as the temple falls. His gold mine is going to be completely open, deciding not to run in there just yet as the villagers coming over here potentially to just rebuild the temple on this position. I mean, that's one option. Just rebuild the temple. He does have the priest here to empower it, so we'll get shot up relatively quickly here. His Grass is now at 75 population. The most important thing here with the Atlantean economy, with mana timings, is one, don't let your citizen be at 99%. That is the most important thing when you're playing these kind of games. And two, your military buildings being at 99% don't really matter. So as long as your citizens are not at 99%, you're all good. As the units do find their way through here, Count's got a lot of idle villages here. This is very un-Count-like. Normally, Count is on the offensive here, but he's decided to go with Ra in this game. So Ra's a very, very defensive god. We do see that Grass on the back corner of this map is deciding to grab himself that second town center here, breaking down these houses. The villagers coming back over onto this gold mine. There's the rain coming in for CountVonCount. How many farms has he got here? He's got himself 9 farms, 12 farms only, but his gold mine is completely open here. As the Term are going to come through here, try and snipe down these villages. Look at Count's gold at the moment. He's got no gold in the bank. We do see that over here, a villager getting sniped down as Count here is coming back onto this gold mine, but he's in for a very difficult game here. He's making himself some slingers and some spearmen, realizing he's going to have to build barracks in this game. As the Term are coming through here, getting a little bit of damage done, the slingers will be able to pick off a handful of these Term, and that's a good trade there for Count as he does manage to get a little bit of damage done. But here's the thing. if Grass sees that this is happening, if Grass sees that a whole bunch of military units are coming out, he can literally just wait. He knows that all of these units are going to be difficult to pick off at a certain point. So he just needs to hit a timing where Count needs to go to the second gold mine, and he's going to be there. He's just going to be there waiting, watching, feeling it out. As Count still on the back here. He needs to figure out how he can potentially sneak up maybe some towers over here or something to hold on to this gold mine early. He's getting himself skin of the rhino. He does have shifting sands. Obviously, that's going to be helping him out with picking off a whole bunch of Atlantean units when the time comes. As the army coming through here does look like it's about to snipe down a priest there as it retreats off of that gold mine. As the units here, they're taking quite a bit of damage here from the towers, but Grass and Groom knows that as long as he comes in here and gets a good amount of damage done, he's gonna be completely fine to just trade a little bit of resources here for villager kills. As he picks off a handful of villagers there with Shockwave. As CountVonCount is stuck in his main base, will be getting himself Skin of the Rhino. A little bit too late on that one there to help out his villagers. And look at this. Why not kill off the farms? You just kill off the farms. It's a perfectly reasonable way to play. The priest over here is getting a whole bunch of damage done. So whether that was a good trade or not remains to be seen. There's 47 gold left in that gold mine. As the villagers moving up onto this gold mine over here, there's already a handful of units for Grass here. As CountVonCount's got a mountain to climb as he pulls out here with his Wadget, his slingers. He's got his spearman. He's going up to the heroic gauge here through Sekhmet. We're using his villagers to shank away as a third town center coming through now for Grass as well. And look at the population of Grass and Groom right now. 97 population to 59. So he's got everything he needs. The mining camp comes up. Villagers will be able to come back over onto this gold mine, but population-wise, villager-wise, you got to be feeling, as we do see a cheeky little shifting sands coming over onto this position as the Pharaoh's going to be helping out quite a bit. Nice play there. He will be able to pick up a bunch of those units, but you got to feel right now that CountVonCount, he's got to figure out how he's going to get a Migdol up, how he's going to get his second gold mine secured. And he finds a gold mine over here. This is big. This is big. Gold mine over there. There's no gold mine after it as Count does spot it. He doesn't have the gold just yet. I wouldn't mind seeing a market get shot down immediately here as the village is going to finish up on this gold mine over here. Meanwhile, the Mamillo of Grass going to be scouting around, will be able to spot the villagers who have just made their way onto this gold mine. As Grass pops in there, spots that one. The villagers getting pushed off it for the time being as the units coming forward are going to try and get a little bit of a fight happening here as Count still not with the gold he needs to chuck up his Migdol stronghold, as these villagers will get caught out of position as a whole bunch of those Oranos units going to be piling in onto that location. Meanwhile, Grass and Groom, 97, 145 population, getting himself plows, getting himself those farms down. One thing that probably Grass could be doing a little bit better is eating his chicken and eating his herdables before he throws his farms down. He will be finding himself with more resources to play with and be in a better position, generally speaking, but obviously not happening in this game, as we do see a temple coming up there for CountVonCount. The villagers coming over onto this location to throw up a Migdol stronghold, as Count looks like he is getting closer and closer to being able to hold here, as it looks like the units coming through, spearmen, slingers, Wadget, more than enough to hold on that position as the units coming through, going to snipe a couple of villagers coming out of this town center as the Pharaoh is empowering the town center, getting a good amount of damage done onto those Mamillo there. Almost sniping a villager as it does get garrisoned into the town center there. The Migdol stronghold just about up on that position over there, as Grass is going to be thinking about going to the next age here, it seems. He's throwing down a couple more military buildings as his economy is just booming out of control here. 22 citizens at this point going up through Thayer. Nice play there. Good timing on that one. 3 town centers. 13-minute, 30-second heroic age. Going to be able to start getting himself Arcus, destroys everything else. But CountVonCount going to be happy that he's managed to secure a Migdol stronghold. But he's not out of the woodworks just yet. Leather frame shield coming through for CountVonCount. Irrigation coming through as well. He's going to have a lot of food to play with. He's got himself 2 farms plus these farms. So still sitting at 12 farms at the moment, trying to build spearmen and everything else. It's very difficult for him to make that work, because now the chariot archers are going to be coming through on this location as the spearmen pushing out across the map. We see a siege works attempting to get dropped in the middle of the map. CountVonCount knows how good siege towers are in this matchup. It's one of the little known factoids about this matchup is that there is a point where the Oranos player wants to go into mass Arcus. And how do you beat mass Arcus? Well, you can just beat them with cavalry and all this other stuff. They go for mass Arcus and destroyers, right? So you can beat them with like axemen and chariot archers. But here's the thing. Siege towers actually deal with destroyer Arcus really, really well, especially with a whole bunch of other units to boot. But the siege towers counter the Arcus. The destroyers can't kill the siege towers very quickly. And like it's very, very tough. The Grass and Groom right now, he is taking out CountVonCount. CountVonCount is losing a lot of units here. He's kind of floundering around here with his chariots. He needs to get some damage done. At this point, CountVonCount really wants to start getting his raids in. He's been waiting to a point where he can start hitting some raids. And all of the termites seemingly have been taken out for the time being. So chariot archer raids are going to be a nasty thing that he can utilize here in this game. There is a way through up here to start hitting the gold mines over here. And you can see Grass has not really defended his gold in the slightest here. In this game, as some Kontari is starting to come out. Hecate on the way here for Grass. Grass has not hit 145 population in this game once just yet. He has been teching up while building units, but not overbuilding units. He's been doing a really, really nice job of kind of doing something that I say is, generally speaking, not possible, which is build military, build economy, and tech. Obviously, right now, Grass is at full villages, so he's technically not building economy anymore, but being able to build all three at once is a very rare thing to be able to manage and do well. As he's trying to push forward, we do see the Stymphalian Bird is going to be doing a lot of damage from afar as the Grass and Groom Caraballister there will be able to take out those spearmen very, very quickly to boot here. But look at this, 61 villages for Count. We do see some barracks coming down on this settlement over there, preventing Count from grabbing that one anytime soon. Do we see a temple up? There is a temple here. And Count does have enough resources here to build himself a scarab. The question is, how fast can he get that scarab up, as he's got some priests queued up at the time being. CountVonCount at 130 of 130 population. And no attempt at really coming over and grabbing this town center just yet, as a palace is going to be coming through very, very quickly, mind you, with that hero citizen, as the units pushing through. 4 Stymphalian Birds in at the moment here for Grass and Groom. Going to be a really, really difficult thing to deal with as the army retreats back underneath the watchtower here to help defend. So the spearmen push forward to try and take out those Kontarius. Those Stymphalian Birds are really doing all of the damage here in this fight, as Count, he needs some answer for this. Priest, Pharaoh, whatever he needs. Heavy cavalry coming through as well as the Tartarian gate, going to be getting dropped down. And CountVonCount saying, you know what? That is just too much to deal with here in this game. He doesn't have anything left. And Grass's Mythic Age just comes through. And one thing that's going to happen after this is his gold mine's going to get pushed off. This gold mine over here is going to get pushed off. This town center is going to get claimed. And CountVonCount is going to be in too much of a difficult position here. Now, the thing is here, if CountVonCount realized how much hunt was on this map and went for hunting dogs, definitely could have gone for a very, very different game plan here. But because he had no idea about what the map was really looking like, and just committed to this husbandry strategy, which you really don't need to do. You can hold off on clicking husbandry for quite some time. Obviously, the earlier you click husbandry, the fatter your goats get, but basically it doesn't really matter. You can, so long as you research husbandry before you go into the goats, you're going to be completely fine. But if you hold off on it, you can choose to get hunting dogs whenever you really want. And Count decided against that, went for the early husbandry, and was really, really punished here in this game by the really strong Grass and Groom kind of triple-pronged strategy here. Economy, tech, and military. Very rare to see this work out as well as it did here for Grass, but he made it work incredibly nicely. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.